times like these, I'm beginning to regret insulating the lining of the workshop. 96 degrees in Old Money. It's too hot. Too hot to do any of the... I've got half a dozen projects on the go and it's too hot to do any of them. Hello, welcome to Gunpar's Workshop. I'm Loz, and as always, you're welcome in the workshop. It's too hot to do any work, so I'm going to wax philosophically about the human condition and maybe a bit about hammers. How many hammers do you need? Those of you who have been following me for some time know that I'm slowly replacing all the junk tools I had with a select few. When I say few, my definition of few might not be your definition of few. A few choice tools. And I got to thinking about the human condition. What differentiates us, fix my teeth, what differentiates us from the animals? And it's probably two things. A rock and a flint. Something heavy to hit things with, hammers. Something sharp to cut things with. A myriad of tools. This is just one of them. All the way to tiny flakes of flint that people can use to skin a whole mastodon to make those huge tents that they did back in the Stone Age. Hammers I want to talk about today. How many hammers does a modern hybrid workshop need in this day and age? I'll tell you what I've had going back to when I was a lad. This is it's my childhood hammer. A little hammer for panel pins, which nobody uses anymore because nobody uses panel pins. So I've had this for about a decade, a Titan stapler nailer. What have you got? But as I say, I've had this since my early teens and it's staying in the workshop, it's staying in my toolbox, even if I never use it. Actually, I do use it for hanging pictures, so it's still got a use. Next, of course, a mallet. This is my second in about 50 years. It's a cheap B&Q purchase, Magnuson, and I still use it. In fact, I've been using it to encourage joints together when they don't want to obey me. Give them a little tap. There's that. I've also got, for the garden work, for the bigger bits of carpentry, a big soft-headed mallet. This is my second one in 2 decades. The other one started living outside when I was doing a groundwork, putting timber edgings in, and it got a bit worse for wear. So I replaced that. So these two, very good. Then I picked up a Thor, a hard head and a softer head for lighter work. Other than this, very nice. Then I thought, what do I remember my old dad having when I was knee-high to a grasshopper? And it was the old 16-ounce claw hammer. So I bought myself an S-wing. My dad had a really battered old one. I don't think it was an S-wing, but it did have the leather washer hammers, the leather washer handle. So I got that. Bit of a closet queen because nobody uses big nails anymore, do they? For decking and such, carpentry outside. And last of all, going back to my youth, when I spent most of my summer holidays in a caravan. I had an uncle, 2 caravans, but 1 down, and he had a Estwing, I think they call it a sports axe, and I went looking for one of them to capture, but then I ended up with, instead of the Estwing sports axe, the Estwing carpenter's hatchet. So for shaping carpentry on site and also hammering in the nails that naturally there's a notch in the axe. So these two are my closet queens. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a nail gun. Last of all, after the show and tell, is one of the young woodworking YouTubers I've followed for some years is Matt Estley, and I've still got a load of his woodworking project packs under the bed in the back bedroom, waiting for me to pull them out and do. But I got caught with one of his items. Are you ready for it? With Matt's coin on the end, ironwood head and olive wood handle. Absolutely beautiful. So rather than, in actual fact, these are more or less the same weight, but that's a big one for smacking stuff. This is the glove-sized mallet that I shall be using for tapping the back of my cabinet maker's chisels. So, a handful of hammers for hitting stuff with. What have you got, guys, and what am I missing? Is there anything that you think still has a place in a modern hybrid workshop or even a hand tool workshop? I think I've got something that covers most eventualities, but I'm open to suggestions. So, as it's too hot to do anything, I just thought I'd do a quick show and tell. I've got 2 more. I've got my drilling and my chiselling to do. They'll be following on. So, if you're interested in what I'm developing for a heritage tool chest, like and subscribe. Catch you again. Always like the comments. You take care in the workshop. Stay hydrated because it's just too hot to do out. I'll catch you again. You stay safe in the workshop. See you soon.